okay, an expansion helps to make the tournament more equitable, closer to what it was when they made the original expansion to 64. Now, the reality of setting in of what does that actually mean? What does that actually look like? Because 8 more teams sounds great on the surface. 8 more deserving teams sounds like a good thing. But I know, and many of you who are probably watching also know, it won't go to mid-major teams. I could very quickly imagine that 7 of those 8 teams are going to be mid-tier, low-tier power conference schools. You won't get an additional Drake in the tournament if they don't win the Missouri Valley tournament. You won't get a Big West team in there if they happen to be on the outskirts looking in. In reality, what we know is likely to happen is that it'll be a team like Cal, it'll be a team like Stanford, it will be a team, and because they're a power conference and they've had more opportunities to have bigger wins, that just the fact that they were able to get 1 or 2 of them or a couple of them will put them ahead of a mid-major team that just didn't have the same opportunities. And this is why something like this on the surface sounds great, but we know in reality how this likely will pan itself out, work itself out, and I almost don't want it to happen because of that. We're already close to the point of looking at the way the power conferences are starting to set themselves up, that the worst case scenario, the doomsday scenario for college basketball, this is set up, is that the power conferences may eventually take their ball and just leave the rest of the NCAA behind. They will say, we don't need the mid majors. We don't need the low majors. We don't need the NCAA to do our own tournament for a national championship, even though the whole point of what makes it exciting those first couple weekends is seeing David versus Goliath. Taking an 8-9 game against 2 power conference schools can be a good game, but it's not as exciting as when you see 14th seed Lehigh trying to beat Duke. That is the game that makes it exciting. St. Peter's makes it exciting. Runs like George Mason back in the day makes it exciting. Those are the games. That is what draws people to watch the NCAA tournament. It isn't these power conference schools